All right. Let's see how this goes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Level Up Lando. Show takes you inside the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, and the occasional success that is the everyday challenge of my life as I pursue my never-ending effort of trying to level up. I am your host, landing like a plane, and I'm coming to you from Truscott Studios, also known as my bedroom, right here in beautiful Aspen, Colorado. Today is Monday, March 10th at 10:56 a.m. And I am coming to you caffeinated. I am on my third pot of coffee. And I gotta say, for everything that's been going on in life lately, I'm feeling pretty good. So let's just dive right into it. I'm coming off of a weekend of getting to go to some concerts. I was able to finagle a pass to go see 3 nights of the String Cheese Incident, which is an incredible band if you've never heard them. And they were particularly expensive tickets. I saw when they announced that they were going to play here back in I think it was like November or December. And I looked into tickets at that time and they were $200 a night, which that is so much money to go see live music. However, it is at the Belly Up Aspen. Shout out to the Belly Up Aspen. Thank you for having a venue in this town. It's the reason that I continue to stay and live here. So thank you very much. Appreciate the Goldbergs for putting that together. And it's an intimate venue. It's a small venue. It's 450 person, even though they probably put 600 people in there over the weekend every night. It was brutal. It was so packed. It was so crowded, which does make it a little less enjoyable because it is a pretty intimate venue. It's a pretty small venue. And in that way, it's an amazing place to see a show. But when they oversell it, which they do for shows like this, it's dramatically less amazing for that reason. When it's small and there's not that many people and you can move around and dance, it's incredible. It's my favorite indoor venue in the country. And when it's overpacked, it's still incredible, but it sucks not to be able to dance. You can't, when you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody and you can't even like wiggle. It's kind of rough to see a concert that way. And that's how they were. However, coming back to the idea of how did I get these tickets? So I saw that the tickets are $200 a night. That's $600 for 3 nights of concerts. And generally, you want to see the whole run if you can. However, at $600, most of my friends, including myself, were not going to pay to see String Cheese Incident 3 times at $200 a pop. They were going to go once. Now, fast forward to the week of the show, and I am struggling. Last Monday, today is Monday the 10th. On Monday the 3rd, I'm freaking out about how to pay rent. I've started my own company, and while that's going relatively well, and I'm really enjoying the autonomy of getting to work for myself and getting to sit down and record these podcasts and just utilize my day the way that I want to and how I want to. There's something very liberating about that, and I don't really want to go back to work for somebody else, but I am struggling to pay the bills. So if I can't figure it out, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to go get a job. So in that way, slightly concerned about the future of my business and my current state financially. However, optimistic, as I always tend to be about what I'm up to and my capabilities. So hoping that I can thread the needle on this one and pull it off and continue to work for myself and never have to go get a job working for somebody else. But right now, it's not looking too good. Right now, it's looking like I should probably be starting to look for a job. So we'll get into that in a minute. Coming back to tickets. Last Monday, struggling to pay rent. Rent was due on Thursday, I think. or no, it was due on Saturday. So it was on Monday. I didn't have the money. I ended up getting gifted some money from my parents, which I was not expecting. And then I also asked the Eagles Club if they would help me out, and they did. Each member is allotted a $500 like fund that they can access, and so I did. I accessed it, and between those two, I was able to come up with my rent. And so I got rent paid, and just barely. And I have a couple $100 past that, which is not ideal, but also took a lot of the pressure off because I was able to cover the rent. That then led into Wednesday, where I started to look at String Cheese concert tickets just to see, because they were coming on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Monday. So I was just looking around and there was no tickets for sale. So then we come into Thursday, and on Thursday I looked for tickets on sale, and there was a couple. Because a lot of times what happens is, like, right before the show, some people can't make it and then they try to get rid of their tickets. So there was 3 different people who were selling tickets. One was for Thursday, one was for Friday, and one was a 3-day pass. So I was able to message all these people, and I did. I went ahead and messaged them, and I was just like, hey, listen, if you're not able to sell your ticket, I don't really have any money. I'm looking for a miracle, but I am in Aspen, and I would use it. And one of the persons got back to me and said something to the effect of noted. And so I, was slightly optimistic, but wasn't expecting anything. And so I was planning on trying to go down to the venue to see if I could finagle a ticket just outside the venue. And 20 minutes before the concert, I get a text message from this guy, and he's like, what's your email address? I'm going to go ahead and send you my 3-day pass. Have a great weekend. And so for free, this guy who I've never met but just happened to message sent me a $600 concert ticket, which was a 3-day pass to all 3 nights of the String Cheese incident. And that just made my weekend, I mean, I've been really working hard. I've been really grinding, trying to make my business grow. And it's stressful and it creates anxiety. And I'm just constantly like thinking about it and working. And the moment that I stop doing that, the moment that I stop working and like focusing on my business, I start to feel bad. I start to feel like I'm not doing what I need to do to make the business go. And when I got this pass, I realized that this is the first time in, a year, basically. Maybe not the first time, maybe like the second or third time that I've really gotten to take time off, and that I was really going to just go ahead and let myself enjoy 3 nights of going to concerts and being out late and not work. I was just going to take 3 days. And it's hard for me to do that. It's hard for me to justify doing that mentally. But because I got this pass, I was like, screw it. Just the next 3 days, I'm taking off. So went to 3 nights of concerts. The first night was awesome. The second night was even better. And by the third night, Saturday night, I was really tired. I probably could have skipped the show altogether, but I had a ticket, so I went. And it was significantly less enjoyable, mostly because I was really tired and I didn't put in the effort to go in early. And so I didn't really get a good spot and I couldn't really see. And even though it's music and you can hear it, it's kind of nice to see what the band is doing. But I am glad I went. And as I was reviewing some of the photos and videos that I took, I was more happy with the show after the show was over, the third night, than I was during the show, once I'd gotten some sleep and some rest. I also ran into a friend on Thursday on the way into the show from Denver, my friend Fred, who was up here to snowboard, but then also was going to see these concerts. And I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, we're skiing. So I was like, listen, this is my town. Let me show you around. So me and him went snowboarding for, on Friday and Saturday, and it snowed Thursday night. So it was a really full weekend because I was up till 2 or 3 in the morning most nights, and then I was getting up at 7 or 8 in the morning to go snowboard. And so it was like Thursday night up late, Friday morning up early, Friday night up late, Saturday morning up early, and then Saturday night up late, and then Sunday, yesterday, I basically slept most of the day. I slept till like noon yesterday. which was awesome. My body really needed it. And so here we are into Monday, and I'm ready to get back to work. I can tell you that much. I'm feeling motivated. I'm definitely caffeinated. I might have drinking a little too much coffee here. But I'm feeling good. It was nice to take a break from working. It was nice to kind of like let my mind and, you know, whatever, to a certain extent, my body just like vent and blow off some steam. And in that way, today, as I'm coming back to work and kind of getting back into the work mode, I feel great. I really do. I feel rested and motivated and caffeinated. Which, speaking of caffeinated, we'll go ahead and top ourselves up a little bit. So now here we are into Monday, and I got a lot going on. I spoke with my mentor last week, the guy who's helping me to grow my business, Mr. Michael, of the SCORE operation. The Small Business Association sponsors SCORE, which is like the core of retired executives, and he's one of them. And he's been helping me. And one of the problems that I've had lately is that I have run out of memory on all of my memory cards for my drone and my different cameras. And so I've had to buy more memory. And in that way, I bought more of these little memory cards that are the micro SDs, because those are the ones that go in the cameras. But I really need a big storage device because I don't have a dedicated hard drive for the business. I've got hard drives, but they're all full with my travels from over the years and the different photos that I took. I just got done dumping all of the video. I do a backup video. Before I figured out how to do this restream thing, which I'll talk about restream in just a second, it is really cool. I've just been recording off my phone and using the Zune for this thing and kind of creating my own podcast situation. And I still do that. That's what you guys are right there. That's my little backup. So I don't want to take it up. But I'm running two videos at the same time. I've got the camera from the computer going, and I've got the camera from my phone going. But the camera on my phone has a limited memory. So when it fills up, I can't record for very long, and so I have to dump it. So all my other hard drives are full, and I needed a hard drive. And in talking with my mentor, he said he had one. And so he popped it in the mail, and I got it this weekend. And so one of the things that I got to do today is dump all the memory from these ones onto this hard drive, which is a 2 terabyte hard drive, and clear some of the memory and organize some of the memory, which brings us to the little yellow book of accountability. If you watch the show, you know that this is kind of how I maintain my accountability and what I need to be doing for my businesses and to push my life in the direction I'm trying to make it go. So today is March 10th, and we are going to organize the memory cards. We're going to create a schedule. We're going to contact clients. We're going to cold call companies and maybe make a spreadsheet of those companies so that I can keep up with how often I'm contacting them. I got to call the roofing company and see if they want to do business. I'd like to write both for the newspaper and for my friend's oxygen company. Shout out to Alpine Oxygen. For all your oxygen needs in any of the mountain towns here in Colorado, Alpine Oxygen does more than just give you oxygen. It makes you feel better. It oxygenizes the mitochondria in your blood. It's pretty cool. So if you need oxygen, if you're not feeling good, if you're in the altitude and you're not feeling too good, oxygen. And even if you're not in the altitude, that's my point. That's what I'm going to write about for them, is how there's like other uses for it. What else? That's good for now. I'm sure I'll think of some more stuff. So anyways, now we've got a little list of things to do. Yeah, and that's a level up. We get to pat ourselves on the back. So let's go through some of the level ups. We got this hard drive, right? That's a level up. I didn't have to buy it. That's why I was kind of complaining to my mentor that like I need a hard drive and I don't have the money to buy it. And I need to like continue to invest in my company. I don't have any money. And so he's like, yeah, in the beginning, you're kind of bootstrapping everything yourself, and so it's really all on you. And then as you start to figure it out, and you have more money to invest, then you can start paying for certain services and hiring other people, and you can start to kind of grow your business. But in the very beginning, he's like, it's all on you. So he's like, I do have an extra hard drive, and I'll go ahead and send it to you. So he did, and so now I got that, which level up for me because I was able to attain something that I really needed without having to buy it, and that is huge in my world. So that's a level up. Getting to go to the concert and taking a few days off, level up. Yay, Landon. What else we got going on that we're leveling up? Let's just see here. Oh, I got us a new ping pong table at the Eagles Club. That is a big level up. We're going to take an extra long level up on that one because that was a big deal. I love to play ping pong. I'm pretty good at ping pong. And the Eagles Club had a table, and it was really junky and shitty. And I led the initiative to get us a new one. And it took months, but we've got it. I did it. So, yeah. So that's a level up, and it's cool. I'm definitely participating in my community at a greater level than I was previously, and that makes me just feel good in general. So there's a couple of level ups, and if you watch the show, then you know that it's important to acknowledge yourself. It's important to acknowledge the little wins and to recognize that you're doing well, that you're making progress, even if it's not massive breakthroughs. It's the little steps along the way that lead to those massive breakthroughs. And, as somebody who goes through a pretty rough time, most of the time, I like to pat myself on the back. It feels good. So there's that. Let's see. I guess we can dive into the Daily Stoic here a little bit. I haven't read from this thing in a while, and I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to it. So before we dive in here, I like to let you into my mentality and where I'm at just sort of emotionally, because a lot of times this thing can really help reframe the world if you're not doing too great. And if you are doing great, it can help push you and motivate you and keep you driven. So in that way, I'm doing good today. I've been freaking out. I am so worried about paying my rent and, keeping my apartment and doing everything I have to do to make sure that I maintain my unit. And it's concern. It's a definite concern. And I sure would like to break through this financial struggle that I've kind of dealt with my whole life. Ever since I was 18 and had to live on my own, I've not been able to pay my rent. And I'm 40, almost 43. So that's a good 25 years of not being able to pay your rent. And I mean, every month. So every single month is a financial struggle, which is kind of why it's cool that I started my own company, because I was struggling financially when I was working for other people anyway. And so it's like the struggle is the same, but now at least I work for myself. And it's, the struggle is like basically identical. So I'm used to the struggle. And now that I work for myself, at least I'm gaining something out of it. But the struggle is the struggle. And it's concerning. And earlier yesterday, even before I woke up today, and I was like thinking I should be working on a Sunday, but I was so tired from the weekend. I really just wanted to relax. So I took the day, which was like a fourth day. I took Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. I snowboarded and went to concerts. Didn't even think about work. Although I did get a really cool photo, which that's what's so cool about my work is now when I take out my phone, even if I'm not using the drone, if I get a good photo, the whole concert is now a tax write-off. Not that I paid, but it's a business expense. I was working. Because now I've got a great photo for my website, my marketing, and it just helps perpetuate my business, and that counts. That's technically work. So that's something that's really cool is that I've figured out how to combine things that I love with what I want to do to make money. And so now when I go to something like a concert, if I take a photo or a video, I'm now quote unquote working. So that's really cool because I'm a videographer. That's shout out Aspen Drone Company. For all your aerial video and video content needs, Aspen Drone Company. We specialize in aerial video for construction, real estate, and social media marketing. So if you have a company and you want to show it off in a unique way, contact me. I run a video production company, Aspen Drone Company. Check us out. So now that's like work when I do everything, because I always am taking a photo. I've always got my phone. I've always got my cameras, and I just love to film, and that's why it's been really neat to kind of combine my love for videography with figuring out how to make money doing it. But so yesterday, took the day off, which was a fourth day, and I was kind of feeling anxious, like I don't know what I'm going to do to pay rent. And this morning I woke up and, I'm feeling rested, and I've been reading, and I did some mind dumping, and I just cleared the memory off of my phone and the audio, and I'm feeling productive. I'm feeling, more secure that I have a month to figure out how to come up with rent, and that I'm going to do it. And yesterday, I wasn't so confident. I was scared. It's like, what am I going to do? I got to start looking for a job. And so today I've woke up and a lot of that's gone away. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling motivated. And so let's take a look at what the Daily Stoic has to say, given that I'm feeling confident and motivated. So the last time we looked was March 3rd. Today is March 10th. Find yourself a Cato. We can remove most sins. Oh, this is the Daily Stoic, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Thanks, guys. This thing's super helpful. We can remove most sins if we have a witness standing by as we are about to go wrong. The soul should have someone it can respect, by whose example it can make its inner sanctum more inviolable. Inviolable. I don't know what that word is. Inviolable. By whose example it can make its inner sanctum more inviolable. Happy is the person who can improve others, not only when present, but even when in their thoughts. Seneca, Moral Letters 11.9. Cato the Younger, a Roman politician best known for his self-discipline and for his heroic defense of the Republic against Julius Caesar, appears constantly throughout Stoic literature, which is interesting because he didn't write anything down. He taught no classes, he gave no interviews. His bold and brave example is what made him such a commonly cited and quoted philosopher. Seneca tells us that we should each have our own Cato, a great and noble person that we can allow into our minds and use to guide our actions, even when they're not physically present. The economist Adam Smith had a similar concept, which he called the indifferent spectator. It doesn't have to be an actual person, just someone who, like Seneca said, can stand witness to our behavior, someone who can quietly admonish us if we are considering doing something lazy, dishonest, or selfish. And if we do it right and live our lives in such a way, perhaps we can serve as someone else's Cato or indifferent spectator when they need it. Well, I would say that I do that. I like to be a person who counsels and gives advice. Sometimes it's unsolicited, but I try real hard to make sure that it's wanted and desired before I offer it up. Although a lot of my friends that I'm really close with, that's already understood, so I don't ask for it every time. I'll go ahead and offer unsolicited advice to them, but I think it's understood that it's welcomed. But in that way, I do hope that whatever I'm speaking to or advising on, they do think about when I'm not present in their lives. And a lot of my friends don't live near me, so I know that if they are thinking about me or things that I've said, it's from far away. I'm not there present. I'm not in their presence. And I do that definitely with my other friends. I just had a really long 5-hour conversation with my friend Chris, who I'm hoping to bring as a guest on this podcast. And now I've got Restream going. I think we're going to make it happen. We've been trying to figure out how to do it so that I can invite him and have him be on here. And man, I got to tell you, let's talk about Restream for just a second here, because this thing is dope. So I started just using this thing called Restream, and it's an ability to go ahead and stream through multiple channels at the same time. So you can do YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. And right now I'm just sticking to Facebook, but I'm pretty sure here soon I might as well use all the different channels. And so I'm kind of just feeling it out. I'm trying to figure out how to make the show, how to, structure it, and then also how to be able to bring in guests and share the screen and show graphics. And this Restream thing lets you do all of that. As I'm starting to play with it a little bit more, there's some really cool stuff. You're like, watch this, check this out. So watch the bottom part of the screen. Boom, welcome to my stream. And I've got this little chat thing kind of going on over here, which I don't have anybody on here, but I could stream. And then see how I took that away, and then I can do other stuff. Like let's see about this one. Look at that. Boom. So this is really cool that I can do this kind of stuff in the middle of the show, and I can kind of click these little buttons that allow me to do different things. I can play music. I can add like a QR code that then lets me, let's see where this is. Pay me. /PayPal. Oh, well, I don't know. I got to set it up. But like, you can put a QR code in there, and I can let you donate. And it's pretty cool, man. See? Demo product, Like, I can put this stuff up and let you guys buy stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how to structure the show, and this Restream thing seems like it's going to be a really amazing tool. I've just started to figure out how to use it. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. So that kind of catches you guys up, Yeah, a little more on that Daily Stoic chapter. Being your own inner voice that, speaks positively to yourself, and also sort of chastises you if you are being lazy or you are being undisciplined. And it's also interesting that, I guess that guy Cato didn't write anything down or didn't teach any classes, and that just the example of the person he was enough to have him go down as a legend and to have people talk about him and write about him. That's kind of cool that, it was just being who he was that did that. And I guess to a certain degree, that's what I'm trying to do as well. I'm trying to be a helpful, considerate, conscientious contribution of a person. And the truth is, I'm a very egotistical, self-absorbed, selfish individual who has to work very, very hard in order to be kind and conscientious and considerate and a contribution. It doesn't come very easy to me. I have to work very hard to not yell at people and to lose my patience and my temper and to be the person that I really am trying to be. It's an effort. Doesn't just happen. It's not natural. It's a labor. And in that way, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for putting in the work to be a kind contribution of a person to whatever extent that is. And so, yeah, I think that the world would be a better place if more people aspired to be of service and to be of contribution. And that's sort of the point of this show. To a certain degree, I'm trying to show you the struggle. I'm trying to show you how hard it is and what I'm overcoming in order to get where I'm getting. And on the flip side of that, I'm also trying to show you how I keep myself positive and stay in a good mental frame of mind as often as I can, despite going through the struggle, because I believe that's really the key to life, is choosing your struggle and then embracing it. And that I'm really good at that. So in that way, I am able to share, and I am able to sort of show, like, look at how hard this is, but also doesn't matter. Like, you keep going anyway. You got to fight for your dreams. You got to fight to be the person that you want to be, and that it's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, there would be no deep value in it. And so again, that's sort of the point of this show, is to be able to hopefully, convey some of that. And if anybody ends up watching this, which I know I have 0 viewers now, but maybe one day I won't. And maybe one day when I become a success, more people will care about the process and the road. And that's what this really is about, is showing the journey of how I became successful, which I am not there yet, obviously. Can barely pay my rent. Um, but I don't plan to be here very much longer. I do plan to be significantly more successful than I am even tomorrow than I am today. So that's what I'm trying to show you as I document some of this for my own selfish needs. I don't really care if I ever get a viewer. This is really more just so that I can organize my own thoughts, and then really to sit down and use this thing every day. It's an excuse just to write in this book and to read from this one. I do these things anyway. I might as well record it and share some of my thoughts, because it's really the book of accountability and then this daily stoic that helped me to keep moving forward in my life, and to stay on top of my progress, and to check my own ego and mental state, so that I can keep myself in the flow and in a state of creativity and positivity. And I think I do a pretty good job of that. So I'm hoping that, some of that rubs off on you guys. And so with that, I'll go ahead and let you go about your day. I hope that you can be creative and productive on this day, and that you can have somebody in your life like Cato, who is an inspiration that helps you to make good choices for yourself, not for anybody else. Make choices that are healthy and helpful, and avoid choices that are hurtful and destructive, which I honestly have a harder time with the latter than I do with the former. I'm pretty good at making healthy choices and constructive choices, but I'm also pretty good at making destructive and unhealthy choices. So I'm trying to limit the latter and increase the former, and I hope that you can do the same in your day. So with that, I send you out into the world with positivity and creativity, and hopefully a little bit of inspiration and motivation. I'm your host, landing like a plane, and I'm taking off.